Prep Time is brought to you by Merchants Bank, the bank that's service built. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to Prep Time. I'm Justin Barrientos, and today we continue our look at the recent Athletic Hall of Fame ceremonies held for both Winona Senior High School and Cotter High School. This week we feature Winona High School, who held their ceremony in the concourse of the high school. Up first is a former Windhawk swimming coach, Clay Tripp Hedrick, who was introduced by his colleague, Maggie Lambert.
College American, winning high school coach with the state champions, successful college coach with All-Americans and a Conference Coach of the Year award, World Masters record holder. It seems like he's done it all in the swimming world. But what about his high school career? Tripp didn't have one because he didn't start swimming until he started at Ridley State. It makes his swimming career even more exceptional. It is the school year 1977-78. Lloyd Luke has retired after 23 years as Winona High swim coach. The team had earned a surprising Big Nine championship, defeating their perennial favorite Mayo. 16 seniors have graduated from the team, leaving a random mix of 10 returning swimmers. My thoughts are, we're going to get a fresh out of college coach who's never even been on a high school team. Just how is that going to work out? Besides coaching, Tripp has kept swimming all these years. He is a 25-time U.S. Masters swimming champion. He was a member of a world record-setting medley relay team in 1986 at the Masters Swimming Championships in Tokyo. In 1994, Tripp set world records for his age group in the 100-meter freestyle and 100-meter butterfly. Tripp has held 4 individual world titles, 5 individual world age group records, and 5 world record relay titles. There's not much left. Congratulations, Tripp.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Maggie. Both Eloise and I are firm believers in the old adage that home is where the heart is. And let me just say, it is good to be home. My life in Winona was full of many good fortunes, the best of which came when I met and married Goodview elementary teacher and assistant girls basketball coach Eloise Keister, the most important person in my life. For 34 years, she has given me the love, encouragement, motivation, and most important, permission to pursue my dreams as a coach and athlete. She is my greatest teammate, and for all my good fortune, sharing our lives is the greatest gift I could ever receive, and I thank her for that. The roots of my coaching career are deeply seated with my college coach, Lee Albrecht. When this chubby, non-athletic kid from Kansas walked into his office asking me to try out for his team. Much to my surprise and pleasure, he was more than willing to give me, someone with no previous competitive swimming experience, a chance and a challenge. Welcome aboard, and I want you to know how much I hate quitters are the first 2 statements I will forever remember Lee saying to me. I was excited for the opportunity, but honestly, he scared the hell out of me. And he scared me into sticking it out. We shared a great deal of success over the next 4 years. So grateful of the life-changing opportunity Coach Albrecht afforded me, my goal quickly became that of giving to others the opportunity that was given to me. Enter Winona. In the spring of 1977, I had heard through another teammate at Bemidji State that there was a teaching and head boys swimming coaching position open in Winona. I applied. Being naive about the whole process, I placed a phone call to Winona and asked to speak with Superintendent Hobb. Thankfully, he took my call. I assertively asked if I could be considered for the position. He said yes. When I asked if I were to fly up from Kansas first thing next week, would he interview me? Again, he said yes. So I pressed further and asked if he could offer me the job on the spot at the interview. He finally did not reply with a yes, but he did not say no. So a few days later, I flew up and interviewed with Dr. Hopp, Dick Gislason, and Wally Hitt. After the interview, I sent on a quick tour of the school with Ed Spencer. Upon returning to Wally's office, Dr. Hopp offered me the position. Throughout my career in Winona, I was fortunate to have worked with several great administrators that I greatly respected. And I thank Cal Hopp, Wally Hitt, Fred Cush, Ed Spencer, and Don Cloggy for the support and guidance they afforded me. Okay, I thought, I know swimming. I took teaching courses in college and student taught, but mostly just swimming classes. Now I've been hired to teach all sorts of things and coach. What the heck do I do? Thankfully, I was adopted by the Winona High Phi Ed family of Kathy Solon, Maggie Lambert, and Bruce Reed. And thanks to them, my learning curve in teaching was greatly accelerated. Soli was the encourager, whose compassionate guidance was a lifesaver, especially when it came to teaching health. She spent hours showing me the ropes, and more frequently the tightrope of teaching health in the Winona district. Maggie was an extraordinary role model, incredibly smart and organized, and a consummate professional. She possessed an unbelievable talent to get things done. Then there was Bruce, who totally took me under his wing and self-avowed that I was not going to fail or falter in any way, shape, or form in my teaching. He truly taught me how to teach and quickly became my best friend. No question that with the mentoring I received from Bruce, Soli, and Maggie, I learned from the best. I can't leave out Haley Martin, my former student teacher, who came to the department a few years after I arrived. Haley's positive energy was infectious, and she immediately became another great member of our Phi Ed family. I am forever thankful to have worked alongside of each of you. I thank you for your encouragement, friendship, support, and for all the fun we shared. I love you all. I can't thank enough the athletes and parents that I was blessed with for giving me the wonderful opportunity to be their coach. Our calendar time in Winona was only a dozen years, but that 12 years has given both Eloise and I forever friends and forever memories that have impacted our lives so wonderfully. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Coming up on Prep Time, we'll move ahead with our next inductee, Andy Nett, from the class of 1999.
Anybody can make your business a victim of fraud. In fact, if your business hasn't been affected by fraud yet, it's only a matter of time. Don't take that chance. Merchants Bank offers fraud detection and prevention solutions that can help protect your business accounts from check and electronic payment fraud. Don't wait until your luck runs out. Get help from Merchants Bank today.
If you're looking for a trusted heating and cooling expert in the Winona area, call River City Heating. Because when homeowners give River City a call and give us a try, they become satisfied customers for life. River City Heating and Bryant, always doing whatever it takes.
Join me, Justin Barrientos, for Prep Time on HBC 25. We'll take a close look at area high school athletes, coaches, administrators, and even go back to explore past athletes and stories that built the history of your favorite prep teams. Stories you won't find anywhere else. You can catch Prep Time at the following times only on HBC 25.
When it's time to repair any brand or buy a new furnace or an air conditioner, call a dealer who will do whatever it takes to keep your family comfortable and save you money all year long.
River City Heating and Bryant, always doing whatever it takes.
If you would like a DVD copy of Prep Time or any other production from HBC TV 25, you can give us a call at 474-5811 or email us preptime@hbci.com. And welcome back to Prep Time. Andy Nett was a three-sport athlete at Winona Senior High School, playing football, baseball, and basketball. He was introduced by his friend and teammate, Eric Furden.
I began to have this kind of selfish wish for a little brother, for kind of a built-in opponent, somebody I could play with all the time. So fast forward a few years, we move up to Knott Valley, 2 houses away from where the Nets go, and really quickly, Andy and I became friends. You know how it is with your kids. You don't really know how it happens, but you just gravitate toward people that have the same interests, and we just quickly started doing things together. And so this is where there's a little bit of a twist, or a little bit of, I guess, irony to the story. It was kind of like the universe said, okay, you remember your selfish wish for a little brother, well, you got one now. but he's better than you at everything. Thinking about now in his handball career, I think he's ranked, 6th maybe in the world. You can never find out what he's ranked in the world because he doesn't really tell you. You ask him, and he says, "Oh, I don't really know," or he'll give you an estimate that's maybe 4 spots too high because of his selflessness. And I do know one thing. I know that sitting there right now, he's a world champion. He and his partner won the world championship. And I let that sink in for a second. A world champion. I think that's amazing. Again, if I was a world champion, I'd probably have a belt made. That's Andy. He's selfless, generous, and humble, and I'm proud that he's my friend. So he absolutely deserves this honor, and congratulations, brother.
This is the first time me and Eric had to present together. I think back, we were in elementary school in Bruce Reed, another Hall game. I remember I always had a camp that we would go to for basketball, and on Friday of the week, we would have a little performance for the parents that came in. And me and Eric got chosen to come on with some ball handling drills for the parents. And, I was a lot less nervous for that. With sports always being part of our life, we had balls flying through the house all the time, so apologize to my mom. Every Christmas, I get reminded that one of the 3 wise men I knocked the head off. I think you can't even tell I'm glued right now. She always has to remind me that I knocked that over. Starting out, people were always patient with me. Nobody starts out, as a master at their sport. Not that I ever became one, but perseverance is important in athletics. If you watch a movie, everything went right, it would be a very good movie. The ups and downs are important. I had a lot of obstacles. Broke my collarbone, ruptured my spleen. Won my first state handball championship with Mono. As you go through this, you start to think about how it all started out. My first varsity football game, I came in at halftime. I was a sophomore. Match Away was a senior, really good wide receiver. Their offense was a little bit, we had a similar offense, but they had some different plays. So I came in a series, came on the bench, and on the sideline, Jawair was showing me the pass routes and plays with paper cups on the sideline to help him during the pass routes. And looking back, I kind of wonder if they really were the correct plays because he ended up having 11 catches in the second half. He was just saying, "I'll be open over here, throw it right here." It worked out. Football, going through, there's like perseverance. We talked about the football program had some struggles in there. Our junior year, it was basically all juniors played. We had a rough season, 0-9, but we grew a lot. Senior year, it was just, we finished out 5-3, and it was to win that record was a great accomplishment for us to have the turnaround. And it was really fun. Late in the season, I was playing running back, wide receiver, D-back, and after 2009 season, we were out behind and throwing. We threw the whole game to try to come back. We won a game my senior year where I went through 2 passes, and I thought it was kind of neat to be able to run the ball and be able to win there. I broke my collarbone the last game of my senior season, and it's always, it's a disappointment to not have that chance to go to the playoffs and try to get to the state tournament. Basketball started out, I was just talking to Coach Martin tonight about my first game. He pulled me up as an 8th grader for the playoffs, and going through warm-ups, we had big jackets that we wore on top of our shooting shirts, and my first shot in warm-ups, I went up, and I just wasn't used to it, and I got the shot about halfway there. So it's a little bit embarrassing, but nobody even saw it. I appreciate Coach Martin Halverson believing in me, moving me up, sticking with me through my ups and downs. I always remember our overtime loss my senior year in the playoffs to Egan. We had a lead in the 4th quarter. They came back. We were up by 3. Guy gets fouled with 1 second left. Did 3 free throws. Made the first, missed the second, so we were up by 2 with 1 second left. He missed the third on purpose, and they had a 6'10" guy that came across the middle of the lane and batted up and tied up the game, and we went on to lose. And then Egan went on to go to the state tournament. So wonder what could have been. But my biggest disappointment in high school was not having more success and being able to ever make it to the state tournament. I've been blessed, and I thank all the people that helped along the way, and I'm grateful to be part of this group. So thank you.
Coming up on Prep Time, we'll have our final two inductees to the Winhawk Athletic Hall of Fame, Darren Shepherdson and Jay Yank.
Anybody can make your business a victim of fraud. In fact, if your business hasn't been affected by fraud yet, it's only a matter of time. Don't take that chance. Merchants Bank offers fraud detection and prevention solutions that can help protect your business accounts from check and electronic payment fraud. Don't wait until your luck runs out. Get help from Merchants Bank today.
Hi, my name is Joe Glendy and I am HBC. I am the HBC Air Network Engineer located in the Winona office. I spend my free time streaming movies with my girlfriend Janelle, as well as playing online video games. HBC's leading-edge internet service has the speed, reliability, and capacity I require for all my online entertainment needs. HBC's LumenNet internet service even offers symmetrical upload and download speeds.
We are HBC.
If you have a question or comment about this or any other Prep Time show, or you have a story idea that you think that we should cover, you can always email us at preptime@hbci.com. We'd love to hear your comments and your story ideas. And welcome back to Prep Time. Next is one of the all-time greats in Winona Senior High School cross country, Darren Shepherdson from the class of 1985.
It's an honor and privilege for me to introduce Darren as a member of the 2013 Winona Senior High School Hall of Fame. When I first met Darren, I knew there was something special about this young man. And I knew that he was going to be very successful in life. He was a very caring person. He had a tremendous heart. He was very, very competitive. He was an extremely hard worker and was very team-oriented. But he had this little devilish look in his eye. And I've always said, in order to be a really good athlete, you have to have just a little bit of devil inside of you. And this would allow Darren to make running and really enjoy the running that he was taking over for the next, say, 8 years of his life. As time went on, Darren became a great team leader. He was an outstanding Winona Senior High captain for us, and he always made people on our team feel that they were part of the team. And I think that is what's really important in the concept of team sport. Most people probably don't know, but Darren is a very good singer. He was a member of our senior high choir that was an outstanding choir. He sang the national anthem at some of our cross-country invitational meets. Darren had a very successful high school career. He was a 4-year letter winner in cross-country. He was a 2-time Big Nine champion. He was a 3-time All Big Nine Conference selection. He was a 2-time Section 1AA runner-up. He ran in 3 state meets. He was a 2-time All-State runner and was a member of our 1982 state championship team. I'm proud to have coached you as a young man and to have watched this relationship develop into a long life friendship. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you our newest member of the Winona Hall of Fame, inductee Darren Shepherdson.
My brother Sean had ran, and I remember that summer before heading into 7th grade, I kind of decided, well, maybe I'll do what my brother Sean did, and I'll go for the sport called cross country. And I'm sure Sean remembers this. We were going to go for this run through the Valley of Dakota and out into the city of Dakota. And we were on the road and we were running. I think I got to the first mile, and I started getting tired. And I started to think, well, we're going to turn around anytime soon. And we kept rolling. And at about 1.5 miles, I literally thought I was going to die. And then my brother, like my brother would, he started screaming at me and calling me lots of colorful adjectives and names and said, "You keep going." So I kept going. And we made it all the way to Dakota, which was about 4 miles from our house. And I thought, okay, we'll take a break here. They had a nice little community drinking fountain there. And so we were going to stop and get some water or something. No. We're going to turn around. We're going to head right back home. And he basically drugged me all the way home. And I was kicking and screaming the whole time, and he was supporting me the whole way. And I got home, and I was like, I'm not going off cross country. No way. I can't do this. But he's told me, yeah, you can. And he said, you know, it's the toughest sport there is. And if you do any other sports, you know, it's not as tough. So I took that to heart, and I was like, okay, I'm going to try this. I'm going to do this sport called cross country. And so I followed my brother to cross country, and when we got to junior high, you know, we had a fairly good team in junior high. We were blessed to have, my first year, a guy by the name of Jim Wiedemann. Jim Wiedemann was our coach, and he was just a wonderful role model, great guy, good motivator. You could tell that he cared and he loved his athletes, which mattered a whole lot to me. He would talk to each and every one of us. He would encourage each and every one of us. It didn't matter if you're the best athlete or the last one on the roster. That was Jim Wiedemann. And I see Sean, you know, shaking his head. And through that first year, and allowing the opportunity to grow as a runner and being supported by my teammates, I grew to start to like this kind of thing and followed in track. The next year, as an 8th grader, I was blessed to have another wonderful coach, and that'd be Bill Schmidt. And Bill Schmidt, it's interesting how, you know, and Tripp mentioned this too, I think because you respect your coaches, I think there's a little fear. I had a little fear. I remember thinking about this guy, Bill Schmidt, and everyone said, don't mess with that guy. He's a tough guy. Don't mess with him. And I was a little afraid of him. And I definitely was petrified of him. But the respect that you had for your coaches, and you could see that that was present in our athletic programs back then. I dare say probably, you know, a parent rarely called coaches. Coaches were revered. And I think today, you know, obviously sometimes we get caught up in some of the, you know, my kid's the most important kid in the whole world, and we forget that, you know, these coaches spend so much time, so much energy. And I didn't realize just how much effort and time you spend as a coach until I started coaching myself. So when I look around the room and I see some of the coaches that give so freely their time, and the families that allow for that to happen, I'll tell you what, I know from my own experience just what that takes. And so the lives that coaches touch through their efforts and the amount of time that they spend is just incredible. So I really do appreciate the opportunity to be here today, to be recognized and to be a member of the Hall of Fame. It's a treasured honor, and you know what, go Winhawks.
One last inductee from the Winhawk Athletic Hall of Fame class of 2013, that being 1989 graduate Jay Yank. Yank was a baseball player and a football player who led the Winona Winhawks to the Prep Bowl in 1987.
I'm not going to talk a whole lot about Jay's athletic career. You've read about it, and as a sister, I think it's more important that he tells some really good family stories. So, but before we begin, I'd like to talk about Jay's athletic. I want to clear up some pronunciation. So for those of you that remember Jay and I when we were in high school, you most likely remember our name being Yank. It's Y-A-H-N-K-E, but Yank. Well, when Jay was in his first year of dental school, his advisor at the time suggested that perhaps he did not want to be a dentist and be Dr. Yank. I actually thought it would be a great marketing piece, but Jay agreed with the advisor, and so now you may hear of Yankee Dental. So to clear up that pronunciation, we are now officially Yankees. I don't have to go by either of them anymore, so it doesn't matter. But Jay's been practicing now in Onalaska, Wisconsin for about the last 8 years, in lacrosse before that, and I have to admit, Yankee Dental is much better. So. All right, so how did Jay become the great athlete that he was? Well, I'm pretty sure that was all because of me. Really. All of his quickness on his feet is because we would spend hours chasing around and around the dining room table, driving our parents crazy until someone ended up getting hurt or something ended up getting broken. And then it would stop. So his amazing eye-hand coordination was because when he would sneak over to the athletic club to play Pac-Man, I would cover for him and tell Mom that he was over at his friend Pat Morrison's just hanging out there. So. His ability to bob and weave on the football field was due to the times when he really made me mad, and I would just find whatever was nearby and start throwing it at him. But I just want to say that in addition to the athletics, the thing that makes me the most proud of who he is the generous and the kind-hearted person that he is. He's an amazing father, he's an amazing brother, and I'm going to try not to cry, but I'm really, really honored to be introducing him and very proud to have him be a member of the 2013 Athletic Hall of Fame. Jake.
I want to start off by thanking my family, my parents especially. They've always been there, support, love, guidance. You know, this award means a lot to me, but it means just as much to them. They were always there. I don't think they ever missed a game or even practice. I go to my son's practices now, and I feel really lucky to have them there, supporting me along the whole way. High school athletics after that. You know, the memories are endless. Music playing on the loudspeaker, taking out the ball game or center field, and Coach Red is the conductor in the infield, outfield. Doesn't have a baton, but he's got a fungo bat. He's a maestro out there running this infield, outfield. Every now and then you get a long ball hit, and you end up in the parking lot hitting a car, and car alarms would go off, if there were car alarms. I'm not sure, but or else it would end up in somebody else's backyard in left field. So. And then Paul Gill Field was there. Memories that I really cherish. Stepping out onto the field, it just seemed like they have an artificial turf there now, which is really nice. But I just remember that grass being the lushest, greenest grass that there ever was, and it was just a real treat to be able to play down there. The landscape was green. I just want to recognize three of them. One of them is Rob Schwartz. He couldn't be here today. He had a conflict also, but just a lot like me, really laid back, not a real rah-rah, yelling type of guy, but just very intelligent. That's it. Very intelligent. Just real analytical and real points, very even-keeled, nothing really rattled. Good memory of playing for him. I played 9th and 10th grade basketball and baseball for him. I think we were undefeated. I don't know if we were 12-0, in basketball and junior high. We went up to Aquinas and we played them there, and they beat us. We weren't used to losing. I mean, we were pretty devastated by that loss. So the next time when they came later in the year to play us at home, we devised this new defense. I think he called it the matchup, and it's a newer thing. I mean, we beat them bad. We beat them by 20 or 30 points, and that's just the kind of coach he was. Just love playing for him. Next, I'd like to recognize is Coach Jerry Raditz, just a consummate professional. You always knew if you were doing something for Jerry, Coach Raditz, there was a reason for that. We all had faith that what we were doing was going to make us better. Another coach I'd like to mention is Coach Ernest. He couldn't be here either, but he's just a very, very passionate, very emotional coach. He gave me a lot of good advice along the way, and helped me with the recruiting process as well. So, loved the game, and loved the kids and cared about the kids deeply. So, a couple of very good football memories of mine are, of course, playing in the Dome. That was a great experience. And also, we won the conference championship for, maybe it was going to state, but he said that we could shave his head. And back then, ball wasn't as cool as it is. And I wish I would have kept some of that hair today. But I saw him last night, and it all grew bad. Looking good. I thank everybody for coming here, and thank you, committee. God bless.
That's all the prep time that we have for you today. I'm Justin Barrientos. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.